welcome to a very special episode of Three and Out. That's right, folks. This is an emergency podcast. We have serious issues. For the past 6 years, we have been here giving you fantasy advice, and you are looking at Fanduel Fee, Mike the Professor Dutton, and me, and the three of us have no idea to do with the current injury situation and the way the lineups are falling. So what we're doing, folks, is we're coming to you tonight. We're going to put a couple polls in here, and we need your answers in the comments, answering and telling us what the hell to do. Fee, we're going to go to your lineup first, and we're going to talk a little bit about your conundrum. Just so everybody knows, Fee was the number 2 seed in our league, the second highest score, and you had a monster team, and suddenly you have about 12 question marks on a 9-person lineup. So get started. What prompted this was that we were texting about it all day, and we said, let's get more insight. So our faithful followers, we need your help. Fee, get it started.
All right, so let's start at running back for position one. And currently I have A-Chain, Gainwell, Derrick Henry, Jalen Warren, and Blake Corum as my 5 running backs. I need 2, and we'll get to the flex spot in a minute, but I need 2 running backs. My thoughts were A-Chain looks healthy. They're playing Cincinnati. They're bad. I have to play him. There's just no kind of question. Like, that's number 1. So really that leaves 4 other guys for 1 other position. And my thoughts were, I don't really like Corum. He's in a split backfield with Kyron Williams. They're playing on Thursday against a good defense in Seattle. That's number 1. Jalen Warren is playing Detroit. Detroit has a really good run defense. But if you play Gainwell, where I think that Pittsburgh might, because they're not going to be able to run the ball so much, but they will get the ball to him throwing, because over the last 3 weeks, he's had spectacular games. He's been out there more snaps than Jalen Warren. He's caught minimum of 5 balls in all 3 weeks. And he's had other rushing yards too, included. They seem to like him. They've been playing him more and more. And so I kind of really like that spot. The other problem that I'm having is the Derrick Henry issue, where there are other injuries, except that Keaton Mitchell did play last week, and they still have Rasheen Ali, who's been catching the ball out of the backfield for them. They're playing the Patriots, who are really good on defense, and we all know about the Ravens' offense and Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry has gotten his, for the most part, over the last 4 or 5 weeks. His game log, as far as fantasy points over the last 5 weeks, is 19, 21, 17, but then 10 and 10. He's been getting 10-ish to 15 carries per game, depending, and then between 60 and 100 yards rushing. He doesn't really catch the ball much at all. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 catches, and occasionally he'll break one if he gets open. And then really he's kind of touchdown dependent. So that scares me to play Derrick Henry in this spot. So I'm leaning towards A-Chain and Gainwell. However, there is that flex spot. I can always play one of these other running backs in that flex spot after we talk about the receivers. Do you want to talk about the running backs first?
Let's do the running backs first.
Hold on, can I interrupt real quick?
Yes.
Delaware, interception in the end zone. Let's go.
Oh, nice, because I just had pass interference. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's not also forget that your Delaware Fighting Blue Hens, all 3 of us are watching, are in their first bowl game, in their first year of eligibility. So let's right now it's 0-0, and there was a huge pass interference in the end zone, but according to Dutton, breaking news, we
4th and
ended
1,
the
they
threat.
went for it, and we picked it.
Okay, so I think you're spot on with Gainwell. I don't see, to your point, 28 receptions in the last 5 weeks. That's pretty much 6 receptions a week. So let's say Jalen Warren takes over the running game. This guy's still going to get you, especially, if you're in a PPR, which we're not, we're half PPR. But even if you're in a PPR, this guy's going to get you points, because those 6 receptions are going for about 40 or 50 yards as well. So I think what you're looking at is the flex, in my opinion.
Can
right? I
I
think
say
it's
something?
A-Chain and Gainwell are your starters.
Can
What do
I
you
say
think?
something?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was going to say, what do you think, then?
Yeah, like, are you opposed to playing both of them, Gainwell and Warren?
I'm
Because
not opposed to it, but
the
my
Derrick Henry matchup against the Patriots is a little scary because I think the
right.
Patriots are coming back for vengeance this week.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not liking that so much. I'm not opposed to playing Warren as well. The problem with that is that Detroit's run defense is a top three run defense in the league.
Valid
Um,
point.
Teams don't really run against them. And not to mention the fact they have a crazy offense. So if they are putting up points, Pittsburgh is going to have to put up points too, and they're not just going to want to run the ball. They're going to have to throw. And so that might take Warren out of the game. It doesn't have to be one of these running backs in the flex spot. I have other receivers that we can talk
Right.
about, or even tight ends for that matter.
Yep.
Although I think we figured that one out as well. But if you want to keep talking about running backs, I think A-Chain and Gainwell is what I was thinking to start.
I think it's your best bet
Yep.
because I really am scared of I mean, if we're putting all the cards on the table, I'm probably not playing Matthew Stafford tomorrow night against the Seahawks because I'm scared of that defense.
Which
Like,
is where I will bring up, do you trust Corum more? Because he's kind of the bulldozer to the Kyron Williams. And we're talking about a guy that has 4 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks, right? So is that the guy that they're going to need against that Seahawks defense opposed to Kyron Williams? So
yeah, I don't
I
know.
think that I'm off of Jalen Warren and I'm off of Derrick Henry. And I think really what it's coming down to are those three guys. But I do
I
get what you're
agree.
saying that Corum is in a shared
But
situation.
I agree with you there that I think it's down to those three. I think I would not be on Henry or Warren if you're opposed to playing both of them, which I totally get because you're putting a lot of eggs in one basket there. And if they
Yeah.
shut down the running game, that means both your running backs are shut down, or your running back in your flex. So
Yeah.
So
Uh,
let's go. So let's say, so we have A-Chain and Gainwell. Let's say we have that in your starters. So now we have Corum or Henry, but you want to bring wide receivers into the picture. So go ahead and do that.
all right, so let's talk about receivers as far as starters are concerned, and then with the leftovers, we can talk about flex spot.
Sure.
the left.
Um, so my receivers currently are CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, Chris Olave, Raji Rice, and that's it. Those are my four guys.
Holy
Um,
shit! Touchdown Delaware!
Let's
Touchdown
go.
Delaware!
Was that a 60-yard play? Because
Yes, it was.
Let's go.
Let's
well,
go,
because
Blue
I'm
Man.
behind.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
like
behind. I
30.
can see it now.
I'm
Go.
watching too. I'm 30 seconds behind you. That's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
I just saw him score. Sweet.
Nice. That was awesome.
That's
Okay, go back to you, Fee.
all right. So I only have four receivers. I need two in my receiver spots. I just read that Raji Rice is in the concussion protocol.
He's out.
Oh,
Right.
I didn't know
Right.
that.
And honestly, with the decimation of their offensive line and no Patrick Mahomes, I was really scared to play Raji Rice anyway.
Right.
So this kind of confirms it. If he's in concussion protocol, even if he comes out of it to make the game, I'm still scared to play him.
Yep.
And not to mention he could get another concussion. And this was like later in late in the game. He had concussion symptoms on Monday, and so like I don't even know if he's going to play, to be honest. So right now he's out of my lineup. That means all I have is CeeDee Lamb, Olave, and Pickens. And the way Pickens has been going the last 2 weeks, I hate it, which sucks because he's so good and he's
Yeah.
been amazing for them all year long. But then he's looked disinterested the last 2 weeks, and CeeDee Lamb has really been the guy, as he should be, because I feel like CeeDee Lamb is CeeDee Lamb, right?
He does have those dropsies this year, though, man.
He does have a bit of dropsies.
It's almost like he's going Chuck Knobloch, right? Like it's like this really good player that has like some sort of yip, and he's because all the drops are in crucial plays. It's not like 1st and 10.
You're
It's like
right.
3rd and 8, and he's like, "Whoa," you
Well,
know?
listen to CeeDee Lamb's last 4 weeks: 11 targets, 9 targets, 8 targets, 10 targets,
Okay.
4 catches, 7 catches, 6 catches, 6 catches, 75, 112, 121, 111. So like the last 4 weeks, he's been the guy. And he got hurt in one of those games. He got in concussion, I think it was Detroit
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, where he had 6 for 121 in the first half, and then he had to come out of the game.
He was,
He's only had
he was out
one
today, right?
touchdown.
He's questionable right now.
He is questionable. I don't know why though.
He's sick. I just read it. He had an illness or something.
Everyone's questionable.
He should be okay then.
Right. They're saying his estimated return is 12/21, which is the day of the game, so you're fine.
Yeah. So currently I have Lamb and Olave in my starting lineup. The Saints are playing the Jets. I think Devon Vele, who's like their second guy, is out. Tyler Shugg has looked really good the last several weeks. So and Chris Olave leads the league in targets going against the Jets, who just got destroyed by Trevor Lawrence. So I'm okay with Olave and Lamb here. The only other question was Pickens, because again, I think Raji Rice is out. I have Trey McBride. I have to play him. They're playing Atlanta. I know they're really good against the tight end, but Trey McBride and the Cardinals have been amazing all year, and so I have to play him. My only other question would be, who do I put in that flex spot?
So I think that's the question we're asking the audience, because I think you've talked yourself into Gainwell and A-Chain. I think you're happy there. It sounded like you talked yourself into Lamb and Olave, and I agree with you.
I do too.
So let's ask the audience. What we really need to narrow down here then is flex for Fee. And we got to talk about one of the people that we talked about earlier because of the Tua situation. Yeah. So Tua was benched today, which I don't think has an effect on A-Chain. I'm not going to go tell you to send. But Quinn Ewers, one of the guys you could option at flex is Darren Waller, who had a monster week last week. And he's one of the guys that may or may not be in my starting lineup for our next conversation. We've always said rookie quarterbacks love a tight end. Do we trust Waller? What do you think about
questionable.
That? Well, injury-wise, but he's also questionable if he was healthy with the situation. So let's say he's healthy. Take away the
He has a knee injury, Fee.
Oh. Okay.
Here's my thing on Darren Waller. I got to pay attention to his knee injury because I think this is the Darren Waller week. He might get 14 targets from
They're playing Cincinnati, who has been atrocious.
Okay, not to mention, I think Cincinnati's quit because their quarterback quit last week, and so I think they've
You're
quit.
You're getting ahead because this is part of our conversation for our pick. So is Darren Waller part of the conversation? What do we think?
I think he should be.
I think he should be.
Okay. Okay.
Raji Rice is in concussion protocol. I think he's probably not going to play.
I think he's out.
Let's take away the questionable on that. With Mahomes out, is Raji Rice an option?
Hey, man.
Let's say he was healthy.
I hate it.
You don't think Gardner Minshew is going to sling it all over the place on Sunday?
I do, but I think he's going to go to Kelsey.
Okay.
Right. Well, they're playing Tennessee, who's not great.
Can we talk about that thing I texted you today about Travis Kelsey while we have our audience here? It was very weird.
That was weird.
They were talking about on New Heights, the new episode of New Heights, they were talking about Patrick Mahomes' injury. And Travis Kelsey said, he's a fighter. He had his surgery today. It went well. I've watched this guy overcome everything. I think he'll be back and ready for the Chiefs next year. He didn't say us.
He didn't.
He said for the Chiefs.
Choice.
And then he said it again later. He's like, there's no way he won't play for the Chiefs next year. Again, he didn't say he did not say us. And it was very odd, and I hope he hasn't given up on the season. And when he's saying the Chiefs,
I don't think he did, because I did see another clip of him from his podcast with Jason earlier this week for the show where he was like, I'm going to give it my all. We practice hard. Yeah, so maybe, I don't know. But
if he is going to retire next year, it's his last 3 games of his professional career.
He doesn't want to go out a wimp. Right.
You would think that he'd want to try and not just go out with a whimper. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And aren't they pretty good matchups? It's like Tennessee, someone in Vegas. And like the Jets, maybe?
Yeah, look.
I'll tell you right now. It's Tennessee, Denver, Vegas.
Oh, Denver. Okay, never mind.
That's a tough one.
But 2 of them are great matchups.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the audience. I think what we're asking now is at flex, we're set with your starters. I mean, obviously, like you said, it doesn't matter the defense. You got to start Trey McBride.
Right.
Derrick, so audience, help Fee out here. Derrick Henry, are we is Pickens in the conversation?
I don't think he is.
No.
Oh, wait. Is he's out? Wait, is he the one that's hurt? No.
No,
CeeDee
Rashi
Lamb.
Rice has the
Oh,
concussion.
Rice.
Robbie
Yeah,
Rice.
he's not part of the conversation. Okay, so Derrick Henry, Blake Corum, George Pickens, or Darren Waller, I think is really who is that what we've decided you're deciding on?
Derrick Henry, Blake Corum, George Pickens, Darren Waller. Yes. I think
Yeah.
I think that those are the four. I do have Hunter Henry also, but I don't think he's part of the conversation.
Right. I agree with you there. And I like Henry, but I don't think he's part of this
And
conversation.
and Jalen Warren's there too, but I don't want to play two Pittsburgh running
Right.
back.
Yes.
So
that
he's pretty much out too. So really it is those four guys.
so
Henry,
yeah.
Corum, Waller, and Pickens.
In the comments, please tell Fee what to do, you 3-and-out hoes. And help him win because that's what we're here for. We're a community. Fee, did you have anything else, or should we jump to me and Dutton's question?
That's it.
Okay. So here's Dutton and I. We have a little dilemma on our hand. We picked up Joe Burrow when he got hurt, and we thought we had the Super Bowl one because we had an ace in the hole as soon as he was healthy. As Dutton said, I've never seen a quarterback look more like he wanted to be on the couch watching football than Joe Burrow did last week. So much so that when he said that speech after, I don't know if you saw it, Jamar Chase said, I thought it was AI. Like he couldn't even
Right.
believe he was hearing the words that Joe Burrow was
Because
saying.
I mean, he literally said 32 teams would have not played me today.
Right. And Jamar Chase said, I thought it was AI. Like he didn't think that his dude, this is a guy that's played with him forever.
Right.
He's and he couldn't believe the words coming out of the guy's mouth. So I don't, and he's got a matchup that could be very well be well, if Tua was playing, I thought it was going to be a shootout. But the Dolphins, I don't think we could start Joe Burrow. And so that leads us to Jacoby Brissett.
Hold on. Breaking news 6 hours ago, so it's not that breaking. Joe Burrow was asked if he's thought about playing for another team at some point in his career. You think about a lot of things. I'm telling you, man, he is checked out of the Bengals. He is checked out.
So I don't think we could start Burrow, which is crazy to say. In the semifinals of fantasy football, you're benching Joe Burrow. But this isn't Joe Burrow. This is a shell of Joe Burrow. So you have Jacoby Brissett against the Falcons, and I know everyone's going to say the Falcons defense is good. But as I think we discussed last week, he's scored 20 points in all but 1 week since week 11, so 5 weeks. And the week he didn't score 20 points was 19, right? And that was against the Rams. He scored more than 20 against the Texans. And then Jacksonville, he scored almost 22. And San Francisco, he scored 26. And then if you look at Seattle, he scored 19 and a half.
So first of all, I really like Jacoby Brissett. I think he's been fantastic all year. I think it's probably a really good play. The only thing I'm going to say is 3 of those games came in garbage time.
And I don't care.
It doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah,
so the Falcons may not give you.
But my point is that I don't know, are the Falcons good enough to like blow
Give you
them out of the
garbage
water
time.
where Arizona is going to have that garbage time to get?
Or are they good enough that it becomes a shootout and they're trying to win the game?
Maybe, yeah.
But that's a good point I didn't even think of.
Here's the other thing I'm going to say, though. I like Jacoby Brissett this week for our team. And he's going to be helped big time by the Houston Texans defense that we have on our team. That's the ace in our hole this week. They play the Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to get an abnormal amount of points from a defense, hopefully, this week, right? You don't usually get a huge chunk of points, but we're probably going to get some.
But then you have the flip of the coin, and he may be crazy and a complete whack job and saying all the wrong things you could possibly say as a quarterback. But Jaxson Dart is averaging 24 points. And I get he's playing the Vikings, which statistically is the #1 fantasy defense against the pass. I think this is why we need to go to the audience, because Fee's going to say no automatically. That's what he's trained to do as a Giants fan.
I'm saying no too, and I have him on our team. I don't like him.
Listen, I know you love Dart. I love Dart too. He has been fantastic for fantasy. However, this is not the week to play him. Minnesota, with their exotic defense and Brian Flores' crazy blitzes, are going to give him all sorts of issues. Not to mention, the rest of the guys around him are so bad. except for Wandale, right? Except for Wandale. And actually, Tyrone Tracy has been really good running
He's
the ball.
been really good.
So that's been fine. But everybody else, and actually Theo Johnson's pretty decent too. So okay, fine. They do have decent guys, but like that blitz, the Vikings are going to come after him hard, and it's going to be difficult for any rookie, including him. And who knows? Maybe he tries to run the ball often, and then maybe he gets hurt again. Who knows? Like I don't know. I mean, listen, if you're giving me an option between Brissett and Jaxson Dart and this specific week, I'm probably going to go with Jacoby Brissett, just because he's been way more consistent.
And I think I agree with you there. And I think it's what Dutton and I said is that the floor is much safer. And if
Right.
we get
Plus, let's remember, Jaxson Dart has been in concussion protocol 50% of his games this year.
yeah.
I kind of agree with him though. Every single time he gets hit, they're like, take him out.
Right,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And
They
like
are
just
being
because his
cautious.
neck gets like a little
Right.
lodged sideways, they're like, oh, concussion protocol.
So okay, so just to wrap this up, Joe Burrow against the Dolphins, Jaxson Dart against the Vikings, or Jacoby Brissett against the Falcons. Fans of 3 and Out, loyal listeners, help us in the comments and tell us what you think. And then do we start Darren Waller or Travis Kelce?
I think we start Travis Kelce. I think it's the Gardner Minshew Travis
love
Kelce
Gardner
show
Minshew.
this week. I think Minshew's just going to come out and sling it. I think he's just gonna, the Chiefs have nothing to play for, and Gardner Minshew is playing for a backup quarterback spot, and he's playing to be the starter for the Chiefs next year, right?
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes is going to be
True.
out at
Right. Even if
of the
Mahomes
year.
is playing for the Chiefs next year, as Travis has said, he's
You
not
talk
playing.
amongst yourself.
He's not playing the first game of the season or the second game of the season, probably, right? So Minshew is totally playing to be their starting quarterback next year.
Yeah, and if Raji Rice is out because of a concussion,
Right.
then you're taking away another weapon on offense, and now he's got one less guy to throw to, and so that just kind of opens up Kelce, I think.
Plus, they're playing the Titans.
Right.
And let's not act like Gardner Minshew hasn't played meaningful football
Right.
before.
Exactly.
Yeah, if it was Tua, I'm going Waller all day.
Plus, he's playing
Tua,
the Titans in Taylor's hometown, right? Isn't Taylor from Nashville?
Oh, Nashville.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's true. Oh, Taylor's
Right.
definitely going to be there.
Yeah, he's gonna have.
I think
he's gonna put up. All right, we have to talk about it really fast for our listeners. Maybe Kyle Pitts finally listened to our show.
Oh my god.
What
Let
was
me
that?
let me tell you, folks. If we had starts and sits this week, I am sitting Kyle Pitts 100 times out of 100 after last week. That's not happening again.
He won't have 3 touchdowns the rest of the year.
I think Drake London might be back actually,
Oh yeah,
which would severely hinder anything that Kyle Pitts was going to do, I think.
Couldn't believe it. And of course, it's against my team, and he beats me. Whatever. I hate it.
What about you asked earlier, Dutton, via text. What does Fee? What do you think? Does Mahomes being out enhance Pacheco? Do they go more runs so it's more of a split with him and Hunt instead of more Hunt?
Probably, but I still wouldn't play either of them.
Right. You don't think they're good fantasy plays, right?
No, right. I mean, yeah, they may try to play Pacheco more, and try to run the ball more.
What happened to that
but
guy?
I don't think that they're good fantasy. Well, he got hurt. He was hurt for a while.
He just hasn't been the same since, though.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. All right. So before Fee, Dutton, and I go back and watch the Blue Hens with her full attention, again, help Fee pick his flex. It's going to be Derrick Henry, George Pickens, Blake Corum, or Darren Waller. That's what we're looking for. It's a half PPR. And then you're helping me and Dutton pick our quarterback, and that's going to be Joe Burrow, Jaxson Dart, or Jacoby Brissett. Please help us. Leave it in the comments.
Really quick. It's not Joe Burrow. It's the quarterback formerly known as Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it's just a symbol. Like he's like a
right,
like a JB symbol. So yeah, help us out. I would say we'll see you at the Super Bowl, but that's what I said last week, and lo and behold, here we are. And if the 3 of us advance, we may be back here begging you and asking you for questions next week. Good luck if you're still in the playoffs. Longtime listener Courtney is still fighting, so good for her. And avid listener of the show, may I add. So she's in good hands. We'll talk to you next time on 3 and Out.